Welcome back, guys, and you're in the
How
bonus
was your
stage. How was your
intermission?
intermission?
It was very good.
On the first part of the show, we saw Nicola actually go like the diving underwater world.
It wasn't
with the
very deep, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun with the Panasonic Lumix DMC FT1, and it was actually a high definition digital camera, right?
Well, it records movies in high definition.
That's right. So you took it in the first part of this show. So if you want to check that out in VOD, just head on to part 1. But in part 2 right now, we're going to check out the top 5 video games based on film franchises. Now, in previous bonus stage shows, Daryl and me talked about how movie tie-in video games weren't really that good because the company sort of rushed out these games. And
So it was bad quality.
Yeah, it's arguable. Some games are really good and some games are really bad, but it's always hit or miss, you see. Like the Iron Man movie was really good, but the game was so-so.
Oh, there's a game.
Yeah, but the game did really well because everyone was sort of like, influenced by the hype of the movie.
Yeah,
the movie
because
is really good.
they buy it because they like the movie, so
Exactly.
they buy the game.
So right now we're going to look at the top 5 games, which are already out, by the way. Top 5 games based on film franchises, and they were not movie tie-ins, so they came out like after the run of the movie was over.
So they're good.
So they're good, yeah, they're
Okay.
good. And then after that, we're going to look at the top 5 games from the same sort of film franchise-based games, but they're going to be upcoming games, so give you a
So
taste of
watch
the
out for
future.
those, yeah.
Yep. So we'll see you just after this video.
Okay,
Check it out.
Check it out.
You were weak when I found you. Now your hatred has become your strength. At last, the dark side is your ally.
Force Unleashed is a third-person action game set in the extremely popular Star Wars universe. George Lucas himself worked closely with developers, providing feedback which added to the authenticity of the story, which is set in between episodes 3 and 4.
You are one of Vader's spies.
I bring Darth Vader's enemies to justice.
You play Darth Vader's secret apprentice, Starkiller, as he is tasked to systematically remove the Jedi from the universe, and sets in motion the formation of the Rebel Alliance.
Vader thinks he's turned you, but I can sense your future. And Vader won't always be your master.
Poor boy. The Sith always betray one another.
The story was recently awarded the Video Game Writing Award by the Writers Guild of America for its engaging and original story. Now, gameplay is a lot like Ninja Gaiden, along with RPG elements as the story progresses. If you are a Star Wars fan, you owe it to yourself to play this game.
Do not forget that you still serve me.
Unlike me, will refuse to be forced. I hope the time for guns and killing and massacres is over. That was my misfortune. I had no choice. It is different for you.
The Godfather is arguably Francis Ford Coppola's jewel in his shining film career, and in this game you play as a newcomer to the family, executing the Dawn's plans while you gradually rise up the ranks and ultimately become the Dawn yourself. Released in 2006, the game is based on the 1972 film of the same name. The game brings back actors from the original film. James Caan, Robert Duvall and Abe Vigoda, among others, return to lend their voice to their respective characters. However, due to health and his death, Marlon Brando and his voice wasn't used throughout the whole game. Gameplay is very much like the Grand Theft Auto franchise, however, you get to play out the backstory of pivotal sequences from the film. Francis Ford Coppola himself openly criticized the development of the game, but if you always wondered what it's like to be the Godfather, this game makes an offer you can't refuse. The Bourne franchise has spawned 3 successful movies, with a 4th coming out in 2010. In this game, you get to play as who else but Jason Bourne. The game's story follows mostly the plot from the first film, The Bourne Identity. Now, gameplay sees you playing Bourne from a third-person perspective, with a large emphasis on quick-time events. The players learn more about Bourne's secret past as the game progresses, and the only way to do that is to kick ass Bourne style. The game does the movie justice by allowing the player to exact maximum damage hand-to-hand style.
The Bourne Conspiracy is one of the most cinematic and brutally engaging hand-to-hand fighting experiences ever in a third-person action game. We faithfully captured the look and feel of Bourne's fight style from the movies by enlisting the help of Jeff Amata, the fight choreographer from the Bourne movies. Bourne has the unique skill to transform everyday objects into a lethal weapon, like this book. Takedowns are Bourne's signature fighting moves. All the environments in the game are fully interactive and destructible. Figuring out what you can use and seeing the results is just plain brutal fun.
Warriors is a brawler video game based on the 1979 movie. In the movie, the Warriors are a gang from Coney Island, New York, who have to fight their way out of another gang's territory. The game is set a year before the settings of the movie, and you get to play through the movie's plot points towards the end of the game. Now, the game is essentially a brawler game, much like the classic game series Final Fight and Bare Knuckle, and much of the gameplay revolves around taunting opposing gangs by wearing insulting t-shirts in their neighborhoods or spraying gang graffiti. The Warriors is a highly entertaining video game and one of the best representation of the dying brawler genre. If you are a fan of The Lord of the Rings and also an avid gamer, these are your times. With the success of the film adaptations, The Lord of the Rings world has carved a healthy piece of the gaming industry, with not just one, but several quality games across multiple platforms. With the 3 movie tie-in video games out of the way, game developers had more creative freedom to explore the new gaming potentials that is Middle-earth. The 3 most recent outings were the real-time strategy game The Lord of the Rings, Battle for Middle-earth 2,
Rings Online, Shadows of Angmar.
the massively multiplayer online role-playing game The Lord of the Rings Online, Shadows of
Once
Angmar.
again, he calls a vast horde from the depths of Khandun to march upon the lands of Middle-earth and lay them to waste. This spring, the adventure of a lifetime goes online, and the next chapter will be written by you.
And the multiplayer squad-based action game The Lord of the Rings Conquest, which plays much like the Star Wars Battlefront series. Now we move on to Bonus Stage's 5 most anticipated video games based on film franchises.
Organized crime is like any other profession. The key to success is crushing the competition. This is your goal. Take over every racket and every business, and eliminate any rival family who stands in your way. What's stopping you? The other families will ruthlessly defend their turf and try to take back places that you control. You can't stop them by yourself. If you want to win, expand your family, improve your crew members' skills, and hire guards to protect your territory. And most importantly, learn to use the bonuses you'll earn from controlling crime rings. Do this, and you'll know what it means to be called the Don.
Godfather 1 was on our top 5 video games based on film franchises, and it's no surprise that Godfather 2 is on this list. Now the sequel will bring more GTA-style action and will be set in an open world, where the player can be free to explore. Improved fighting mechanics are planned to be implemented as players will be able to grab, knee, kick and headbutt enemies. Weapons in the game will have their own level and statistics, and the player will be able to earn licenses to buy more powerful weapons. A new strategic game mechanic will allow the player to view the whole city and plan attacks on rival gangs, and thus expand the power of the player's gang.
I gotta tell you, Fredo, sometimes I love this job. I've roamed this earth for over 2,000 years. I fought as a slave in the arenas of Rome as Vesuvius laid Pompeii to waste.
Highlander is an upcoming action role-playing game based on the Highlander film franchise. Now, Highlanders were originally from Scotland and are just one group of immortals that have walked the earth for centuries. You play as a new Highlander, Owen MacLeod, and as an immortal you cannot die from mortal wounds. Now, gameplay will see different sword styles and the use of magic, playing through 18 missions spanning several timelines, including ancient Rome to modern New York. Connor MacLeod, the character from the original film franchise, and Duncan MacLeod, protagonist from the TV series, will make appearances in the game. But in the end, there can only be one Highlander.
There can be only one.
They say hope begins in the dark, but most just flail around in the blackness, searching for their destiny. The darkness, for me, is where I shine.
Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay for the PC and original Xbox was released along with the movie The Chronicles of Riddick in 2004. However, the game's story is set before the events of Pitch Black, which preceded Chronicles of Riddick the movie. Assault on Dark Athena will be part remake and part sequel to Butcher's Bay. The original game was critically acclaimed with cutting-edge graphics and gameplay. Dark Athena is planned to have improved graphics and artificial intelligence along with a multiplayer mode which Escape from Butcher Bay didn't have. Gameplay is in first person and will include stealth tactics, gunplay as well as hand-to-hand combat. Oh, and as you can see, you'll be playing the one and only Vin Diesel.
In the end, everybody bleeds the same.
When disaster strikes, when the city quakes in fear, when there's no one to turn to, who are you gonna call?
That's your cue, killer.
Something strange.
Who you gonna call? Well, it's been a while since we've seen Ghostbusting on the big screen or the little screen, and we here at the bonus stage cannot wait for Ghostbusters the video game. The game is a third-person shooter, and you get to play as a new rookie Ghostbuster hired to test some new Ghostbusting equipment. Game events take place 2 years after the second Ghostbuster movie. All the infamous ghosts will be back: Slimer, Vigo, Gozer, and yes, even the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. So put on your proton pack and go bust some ghosts when this game comes out.
Ghostbusters, the video game.
Just once, I wouldn't mind running with these other fools away from the track.
Where's the fun in that?
We're a fraternity of assassins, keeping the universe in balance for 1,000 years. We deal in absolutes. Kill one, save 1,000.
Ever wondered what it was like to bend a bullet? Well, now you can. Wanted Weapons of Fate is a third-person shooter that takes place just after the events of the movie. As Wesley Gibson, you play throughout the game, gaining experience and fulfilling your destiny to become the top assassin. Gameplay will see intuitive cover system, bullet time like action like in the Max Payne game series, and of course, the ability to calculate bullet trajectory and bend bullets around corners.
An assassin is able to curve a bullet around objects or around corners to hit their target. And so we've taken that mechanic and actually allowed the player to determine the curved trajectory of a bullet so that he can shoot around columns or shoot around corners.
There is no doubt why Wanted Weapons of Fate is top on our wanted list. Okay, I am really excited about Wanted, the game. When I saw the movie, I'm not really a big Angelina Jolie fan.
Okay.
It was based on a comic book. I was a big fan of the comic book, and the movie not so. I just thought it was a little bit overhyped and like too Matrix-like. But the video game looks really good, and I'm really excited about it. Which of the games which you just saw is your favorite, or maybe the movie?
The Godfather. I would like to play that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like the Godfather. Yes, Sonny, let the cute my boy. Yeah, I like the Godfather film, and I read the book too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mario Puzo, right?
Yeah, he
Mario
was.
Puzo, yeah. Mario
The
Puzo.
book though is about this thick, and then it goes into 3.
And the game is like that long, so I don't know. Do
It's value for money,
Do you think you play like a Godfather or Godfather 2 the game?
I probably would play the Godfather.
Yeah, you haven't played it yet, right?
No, not yet. I've always been wanting to download a Mafia game, so maybe I'll just get this instead.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Well, I hope these few clips and these few videos have helped you make your gaming choice for the future.
Inspire you to make purchases.
Yep. So we'll see you next week, guys.
Okay. Bye.